there is an interesting connection between learning Chinese and agriculture. I learned that in a chemistry class in high school, so sounds a bit weird, but let me connect the dots. There was a German chemist in the 19th century. His name was Justus von Liebig, and he studied plant growth. And he realized that while a plant needs many different things to grow, like water and sunlight and warmth and fertilizer and so on, at any given point when a plant stops growing, it's usually one thing that is holding it back. So if you have a tomato plant on your balcony and it doesn't grow because there's no sunlight, then it doesn't help if you give it more water and more fertilizer. Yeah, you have to somehow remove the wall or whatever to give it more sunlight, otherwise it will not grow. So it's a bit like with this barrel, that's broken and the water comes out at the lowest point. It doesn't help if you fix the barrel at any other point than the lowest one. So you have to work your way up from there, because otherwise the water will just still come out at the same point. And I believe that in language learning, it's very, very similar. So when we learn Chinese, there are many things that are super overwhelming. Vocabulary, tones, writing, pronunciation, the very different structure of the language, the grammar, or the lack of grammar actually in Chinese. Many things are complicated, right? But what is really holding you back? And many people tell me, grammar. The grammar is so complicated. I'm not so sure. It's actually quite easy. You're maybe just more afraid of making a mistake. Or you say, listening comprehension, I cannot really keep the tones apart. They all sound the same for me. Okay, but maybe it's more that when you want to engage in a conversation, that you're just scared that you will have to ask and people will not understand you, and it's funny and it's awkward, and you want to avoid these feelings, and then it feels easier to just sit on the app and listen to the same syllable in different tones 25,000 times, because when you do that, then these not so nice feelings just don't come up. So you see, it's usually a psychological problem, and you might want to work with these, and you might want to ask yourself in an honest way, what is the thing that is actually holding you back? People tell me sometimes talent. I don't have talent to learn a language. Really? You learned it as a kid. You learned English as a kid, or any other language. So why not learn Chinese? There are millions of Chinese children that learn Chinese every year. Maybe it's just the time that you don't have. You don't have enough time, or you don't find enough time, which would then mean maybe you just don't have enough motivation. Maybe your priorities are just not so inclined towards learning Chinese, which is fine. But you might want to find out these things, okay? So what is your minimum factor? That's basically how Justus von Liebig called it. Let me know in the comments. I'd be interested to know.